When the first trailer for Sonic the One movie dropped almost 3 years ago, dang, 3 years ago, I thought,
meow?
yeah, live action adaptation, video game franchise in question has done everything in its power to cause titular character great pain. No, I'm not surprised Coolio's in the chat, just pretty depressed. But in the end, they ended up getting it right. And all it took was fan input and a blood sacrifice of talented animators. Jesus Christ. Did that make the movie good? Visually, an improvement, but the rest not really. It's not irredeemable though. It does have its moments. I really like how small the stakes are for a first movie. Sonic just trying to beat his best speed, saving a turtle from a truck and taking it for a ride, observing a small town, messing around with the locals, playing baseball with himself, all building towards just wanting a friend or even a family. Yeah, it's safe, but considering where Sonic has gone, it's nice to see him in just a simple small town aesthetic, saving living things, rolling around doing his thing, and not dying in his own game. The movie also does this weird thing in live-action animated movies where I don't mind most of the human side characters. Jim Carrey's origin story spin on Robotnik really grew on me in rewatches, and I really just can't stop smiling when he's on screen. They have the fun end of movie chase around the world. Sonic boots him to the Shadow Realm. He could shut up a little, though this thing as a whole is mostly painless. For the movie genre, that's fine. But then Jim Carrey actually becomes Robotnik in voice and mannerisms, and then Tails shows up, and it's like, God, even though this was fine, I really want to see what they can do with this. Is it good? Hold up. Yeah. Really, the only major complaint I have is that one scene with the human characters is pretty pointless and goes on way too long. There you go, out of my system. You got the Emeralds, the Waterfall and Temple Zone, Ice Cap from Adventure, the Tornado, Robotnik's machine that was created at a coffee shop called the Mean Bean. There's a lot of nods in here that serve as a good backdrop to the New Boys.
Name's Tails.
As someone who only really has part of Adventure and all of Heroes as a sample size, Colleen is a step up. But past the voice, I do like how Tails is basically lonely Sonic from the first movie, but thankfully a little more subdued and unsure of himself. I absolutely love the idea of how they win their first real battle together, but I can't help but think of that scene with Studiopolis Act 1 instead. Like, that would have lifted the entire movie for me. Not gonna lie. Though it is cool to see Sonic pass that friendship James Marsden's character gave him, and I like how Tails falling asleep by the fire mirrors Sonic falling asleep at the hotel. Their friendship is handled pretty well, and it gets adorable. I also like how we find out together with the human characters what his little demon gadgets do later in the movie when he's knocked down. Knuckles is great in this. He is a perfect blend of serious and goofy. He's dumb, but in an endearing way, you know, not understanding social cues or human emotions, just heads down, committed in a serious way without being too serious to the point where it's eye-rolling. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Idris Elba just adds so much to the character with just the voice, and Knuckles would not be this good without him. The fights between him and Sonic are also good and look pretty, especially the one in the temple. I also love those cool personal moments where Sonic tries to talk him down with mutual loss and passes on what it means to be a hero, the same way James Marsden's character did for him earlier in the movie. And that's kind of the main theme in this. Sonic actually shuts up a little bit. Like, there's some growth. The movie opens with him pretending to be a hero and sort of barely, not really saving the day, being irresponsible, thinking he's the shit until Knuckle touch. Then he breaks his promise to Tails by letting him get hurt. Not wanting anyone else to, he puts himself in a vulnerable spot, running across something he can't swim in, just to face a dude who's been kicking his ass the whole movie. Then he dives into the stuff to save the same dude. Then he puts himself in the line of fire to let his friends save the day, basically giving his life to do so and in turn earning that supersonic moment. He uses it to tear shit up, of course, but I love how in the same breath he uses it for something he'd only use it for before giving it away, because he finally found what he was looking for since the first movie. It doesn't come out and say it, it does it. It does it well. And I have to say, as someone who put the most time out of any Sonic game into Heroes, that ending was extra cool. I loved how they played baseball at the very end too. In a movie with bigger stakes, it calls back to the smaller ones in the first movie with those three in a very good way. As far as live action animated adaptations go, this one's a bop. One of the few good ones for sure. Yeah, you could waste your time complaining about a few lines or scenes that would definitely be in a kid's movie that are in this kid's movie? What? But that doesn't take away from how faithful and fun it is at the end of the day. It's crazy how this started with this. Love thy animator. Whether you were far removed like myself, big into it, or really have only heard of Sonic by name, there are plenty of subtle nods that really every person who is like this character at some point in time will appreciate. It definitely deserves the success it's enjoying and could lead to something cinematic. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see real soon.